Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
And now, shooting the shit with Dave and Ellen.
I love that.
It's so good.
How's it going, people?
Yay! I last week totally forgot to say what episode number it was, so sorry I missed our catchphrase.
No, it's okay. I missed it too.
I know.
It's fine.
We were so distracted with my dad being here.
Yeah, it was a good get.
I also listened to that episode and I was like, oh my God, I sounded so serious. I felt like I had to be on my super A game with my dad.
No, but I think it was good because you were kind of keeping him on track, which is good. You know what I mean? You were kind of on a mission, but I think that's great.
I was on a mission. Hey everybody, this is Shooting the Shit with
Dave
and Ellen.
And welcome to episode 12.
Number 12, but it's always number 2 to us.
There's a 2 in there, so.
I know, but it's I feel like 22 is going to be more exciting because it's like double deuce, but at least this is 1 and 2 together.
22 is going to be an extravaganza.
But 12 is not like 10 2, I wish that 12 was more about 2, but it's not.
For Spanish, it'd be 12.
Oh.
Right? I think,
I don't know Spanish.
I mean, I feel like, I can't remember now. I think it's, I'm just going to say 12. But.
Oh, well, I learned something
deuce.
new. Deuce it up.
But yeah, so this is our 12th episode. And today, well, actually, you want to intro? Well, actually, we got to do our check-in.
Well, yes.
I completely forgot. I don't know how
Checking in is the most important. And if you notice, we don't have a guest today, so our theme is going to be a little different. As Dave, you have said in the past, it's just the dynamic duo.
Yes.
Just the two of us for your listening pleasure. But we have a great theme for you guys today.
It's a fun one.
But let's get to our check-in first.
Yeah, well, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I had...
Tell me about your poo.
It was... I feel like I've been having some really loose stools lately.
Oh, no.
I think it's a mix of just, I've been eating a lot of hot sauces.
Oh.
And I think it's just kind of fucking with me a little bit. So,
is it burning on the way out?
Not so much, but it's just definitely wreaking havoc on my stomach a little bit.
Ooh.
I just can't help. I love hot sauce.
Yeah,
but,
me too.
It's just sometimes, I think as I'm getting older, it's just really not, I can't use a lot of it anymore.
I wonder if there's something you could do, if you're using hot sauce to also drink a little Pepto or something.
Oh my God, I hate Pepto. I think that would make me more sick.
Have you ever, I now do the Pepto pills, but when I was a kid and it was only liquid and I had so many digestive issues as a child. Did you ever notice if you do Pepto before you go to bed, you wake up the next morning, your tongue is black?
Yes.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
I don't like that. I think plus it tastes so horrible.
Oh, I kind of like that chalky
taste. My
taste.
God. Oh, it's pink. Oh, you shouldn't eat anything that's pink. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, I don't mind it. I love me some Pepto. But I like it better that they're like
a dressing you can put on your salad.
Like swallowable pills now instead of something you chew up or I like the pills that you just swallow.
We'll just use the charcoal sometimes. The charcoal pills, that helps a lot. But a lot of times I forget to take it, but it does help.
I used to take charcoal every day just because the Lyme stuff.
Yeah.
I've been taking some pills out and seeing if there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, yeah. So mine were kind of been loose.
Oh, like a Bristol 6.
Yeah.
Not a full-on 7 like Buck
there's been time. It's been a mix. It's kind of it's sort of goes in and out of those two.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You got to find a food that constipates you to eat it at the same time.
But today was actually this morning was actually a little more back to normal, but up until then it was kind of oof.
Well, I'm glad you were normal today.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to be back.
My poos have been pretty normal recently, except for, and I'm going to use this in my let's get shitty moment. I got my period this week, and what's up with period poos? I'm going to talk about it later, but holy crap. Talk about what's it called?
Converging.
Insult to injury. That's what I wanted to say. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's I mean, I have no idea what that's like, but I can imagine.
Ugh. I mean, period cramps already feel like poo cramps.
Yeah.
They're very similar, but I'll talk about that more later.
We'll get back. Yeah, we'll get to
But otherwise, but to talk about just a check-in, and with my dad's episode, I talked about that we went to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and my dad farted out loud 3 times, like seriously, brrr. And museums are places where people are kind of quiet, so you couldn't not hear it.
And those halls, like the echoing, all the acoustics in there. Yeah.
Yes, and after we recorded the episode, I took my dad to the Brooklyn Museum, and he farted 5 times in there.
I love how you had a counter.
I did. I was counting just because I was like, is it like a 3? Is it a... I wonder how many times he farts. But like, and in the 4 days he stayed with me, those were the only times I heard him fart.
Right.
So it was in quiet places.
Well, that's his thing. That's his jam.
Frida Kahlo exhibit inspired his gas.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, your dad. It's like a superpower.
If my dad did have a superpower, that would be
farting in
it.
quiet places.
Thankfully, the Brooklyn Museum was a little less busy, so while he was farting in the galleries, there were less people around. I wasn't as embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fully embarrassed of my dad farting in public. It's just a little like looking around.
It's a bit much.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to. Every time you have to deal with that again. I mean, 1 or 2, fine, but like 5?
5.
That's
5
a lot.
times. I counted.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, plus the ones you probably missed.
Yeah. Silent but deadly ones. Full on.
Oh my God. That's the best. Your dad's the best.
What's it called? So let's get into our theme today. We decided there are so many brilliant fart and poos in movies.
Yes. And we all love movies.
And we love movies. And they are some of the funniest scenes ever. And we decided to compile some countdowns for you of what we consider our favorite. You can write us in at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com if you want to contribute ones that we missed. But these are the ones that we did some research on. And
I'm sure there's a bunch we missed, but I mean, that we love, but we just, we can only do so much, people.
Yes.
But today's episode is all based around movies, farts, poops in movies.
Yes.
So it's going to be really fun.
Famous farts in cinema, famous poos in cinema. So yeah, but this is not to do with TV shows. That I think we're going to do our own episode.
That's a separate thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's plenty of farts and poos in TV shows, which are hilarious too.
TV shows. We'll do a whole thing on music.
Yeah.
Like we're going to cover all.
I think we could do a whole episode just on Broad City's farts and poos.
Oh yeah. I mean, we could dissect like anything, like any TV show, like It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
I mean, all that kind of stuff. But
totally.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah. So we are just concentrating on classic movies today.
So it's going to be a fun one. Yeah, with that.
I feel like I'm in the cinema and I got my popcorn and my soda. Yeah. I'm ready to go.
It's got the whole preview / awards kind of vibe going. So I figure this is like very it's perfect for what we're doing.
It is. It just put me in the mood.
Yeah, right? So
maybe some
popcorn.
3D glasses. I always think about I know the innovations of movies, like someday there will be smells in.
Oh, smell of it. I can't wait for that.
And it would be really funny with these kind of movies that have farts and poos. The theater would smell.
For some people, they're probably not going to enjoy that. But, if you're gonna, you got to take the good with the bad.
But with this podcast, we'll love that.
Oh, yeah. That's our bread and butter.
I was thinking about we're actually thinking about making some merch, and one of our first merch things that we're going to do is a sticker. And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we could do scratch and sniff stickers?
Oh my god! I mean, we probably can. They make those things. I mean, we can look into that. I'm sure there's a fart scratch and sniff sticker. There has to be.
There was.
Yeah, I feel like I had
in the
one.
80s? Yeah, exactly.
So we'll bring that back.
Yes.
We'll find the factory that makes it.
But let's not get off topic.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Should we start with their funniest farts and then end with
Sure.
our funniest movies?
Yeah, let's go with farts first.
Okay.
The lighter
So,
side.
movies we did more in an order of like a 10 to 1 of our favorites. But with farts, I think they're all on the same level for me.
There's no particular order to these. It's just more things we thought were funny.
But the thing with the farts in movies is they're better for radio versus some of the movies that poo scenes are in. We realize like we're gonna have to kind of describe them to you.
Yeah, because especially if we haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So the actual shitting stuff, the poop stuff, will have to be a little more descriptive on our end.
Yes.
But the farts you kind of get.
The farts are great.
Yeah, for the most part. So
farts make for great radio.
Oh, completely. They're the best sound effects. It's like built-in sound effects.
It is. So, do you want me to start with this one?
Which one's that again?
My handwriting's terrible. The Scooby-Doo.
Oh, the
movie.
Scooby-Doo. Yes. Okay.
Are you challenging me? Maybe.
Starts off with some burps, but about Shaggy and Scooby-Doo.
Oh, there he goes.
Here we go.
It's so weird watching Scooby-Doo in a live-action movie. It's just not right.
Oh, too late. Oh, boy.
Wait, what's this actor's name again? He was in SLC Punk or something?
I'm not stopping till your fur's singed off.
Matthew Lillard.
Oh my God, there we go.
That was, if anything, very impressive because he looked like he swallowed air and then within seconds could fart it out.
Yeah, he had some kind of like breakdance moves, like
Yeah.
kind of like body popping lock type stuff.
Yeah, but I do like that scene a lot because it's a hell of a lot of farting.
Good fart sound effects on that one.
Great farts. The next one that we have, which I haven't seen this movie in so long, but I absolutely love this fart scene, is in Joe Dirt. And there's like this like gorgeous woman walks up to a group of guys sitting around what almost looks like a campfire.
Oh no, Missy, we're just funning around.
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, I guess so.
Then keep this
Oh, here we go.
a secret.
And she
farts in his face.
I love it.
It looks like a beer commercial ad, and then it goes into like this fart right in the face.
But it's like a gorgeous woman who farts in Joe Dirt's face. Really good scene.
Classic.
Trading Places.
Which
is a movie that is still insanely funny today. But when I was a kid, I always saw it on TV and they like edited out so much stuff. It's like, they could not make this movie today.
There's a lot of stuff in there that that this would not hold up, unfortunately.
A lot of language.
Yeah, but it's still one of my favorite movies. But there's a different time period right then, and
Eddie Murphy was brilliant.
Yeah, but
Dan Aykroyd, brilliant.
I mean,
Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs, brilliant.
Everybody, those were great. As a kid, as a young kid, I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Don Amici played one of the brothers. He was fucking fantastic too. But so Trading Places, there was a part where Eddie Murphy, I guess, gets picked up, and they're basically, God, what are those brothers' names? Now I'm forgetting the names of the Mr. Mortimer. No, that was one of the
Mortimer
names.
Duke.
Yeah,
and
the Duke.
Randolph Duke.
Okay. So I'll set the scene. Trading Places is a part where the Duke brothers, Mortimer and what was the other one again? Randolph. They basically pick up Eddie Murphy off the street and they could turn him in. They had a bet that they could basically turn anybody into like a high-powered like stockbroker.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Go see the movie. It's fantastic. Yeah. But there's a part where Eddie Murphy's taking like a bath, and this is the scene.
Man, you ain't jacuzzing nobody.
It's a whirlpool bath, sir. I think you'll enjoy it.
Hey, bubbles, man. Say, man, when I was growing up, we want jacuzzi. We had to fart in the tub.
Oh
That's like what I was talking about with my check-in with Ashley's episode, how I was farting in my own tub because I do not have a jacuzzi tub at home.
No, I'd love a jacuzzi tub.
But the only way I was making bubbles was eating gassy foods beforehand.
Yeah, right? DIY. But I loved that scene as a kid. I thought that was like one of the funniest things ever.
Such a good one.
But yeah, check it out, Trading Places.
Another famous fart movie is Caddyshack.
Yes. Another great movie from I guess it was that early 80s or 70s?
Oh, I don't know. The first one.
I can't remember. I think it was late 70s, but I could be wrong.
Caddyshack is 1980.
1980s, on the cusp. Okay.
Yeah.
They probably started shooting it in the late 70s.
Yeah.
But another fantastic ensemble cast. Rodney Dangerfield, Bill Murray,
Chevy Chase.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many good people. Ted Knight was fantastic in that, like classic Ted Knight.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a really funny part. There's a classic part in there with Rodney Dangerfield and they're having dinner and well, this is it.
Well, anyway, today I just stick to real estate. You know, with the market these days, if you own anything but land, you own a popcorn farm. Oh, somebody stepping a duck?
I mean, that's a classic line. I remember.
That's my father-in-law says that all the time.
Yeah.
It's so obnoxious, but
yeah, I feel like it's officially dad joke.
Oh, total dad joke.
Where like anybody farts and people are like, is there a duck in here?
Yeah.
Did somebody step on a duck? Like, yeah.
My father-in-law ad nauseum does that shit. It's like he's kind of sucked up the fun from it for me, but still, it's again a classic scene.
But when Rodney Dangerfield says it,
I mean, he was the best.
His delivery is the best.
Yeah, he was just the best part of that movie, or one of the best parts. But really funny scene.
Funny farts. Another one of our favorites is Hollywood Nights.
Yes, this I picked because of one of two things. There's a really great fart part in it, obviously, for the show. But another sort of side notes, fun fact, one of my favorite bands, this punk band from Columbus, Ohio back in the day called the New Bomb Turks. I have like all their singles, all their albums. Actually, the lead singer lives in New York. Really cool guy, Eric. Anyway, they got the name from the gentleman that you're about to hear that's doing the farting by the name of the New Bomb Turk. So I love the fact that they got that from that film, and it's really hilarious. Go check the movie out. I think Tony Danza's in it. Oh. And there's actually a car that the New Bomb Turk drives around that's like, it's beautiful. So like kind of hot rod. But anyway, here's the scene from Hollywood Nights.
Also 1980.
1980, see?
So farts were popular then.
Yeah, right. That was the pocket. Anyway, so this is Hollywood Nights.
We've had some bad luck this evening, but here's something that nobody can ruin. This is a young man who has won our $500 award. His name is Dudley Laywicker. Let's show him how proud we are of him. Let's get him up here. Dudley, we're very...
So good. So basically, the character, the New Bomb Turk, played by Robert Wool, I believe, he was just in a gymnasium singing that song, and the powers that be did not like that because of all the farting. But again, a hilarious scene to a young person.
Does
in
the New
1980.
Bomb Turks, the band, have a farting song in tribute?
They don't, I don't think, but they do have a song called "The Anal Swipe," which is about. It's a take on one of their other songs, but it's really funny.
That's hilarious.
Maybe I'll inject that in a clip of that into this. Yeah, Hollywood Nights.
Another one of our classic fart movies is, of course, Blazing Saddles.
Oh, yeah. Another one. Written by the great Mel Brooks and the late great Richard Pryor, which I didn't know until a couple of years ago. I don't know how I didn't know that. But Cleavon Little, Gene Wilder, fantastic film. They're one of my favorites.
And this is going back to 1974.
Wow.
Before I was even born.
I was born. I was 2.
Probably shitting in your diapers.
I was definitely shitting my diapers, but I probably didn't see this until I was like, I don't know, 6th grade or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe, probably. But anyway, a great film. And here's the scene.
They're eating baked beans around a campfire.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. This sort of camera pans in, and you see these like cowpokes or guys just sort of hanging out, eating baked beans on a campfire. A little bit of burping.
Ooh, that one's wet.
Yeah. Oh.
How about some more beans, Mr. Taggart? I'd say you've had enough.
I love that part. Oh.
You know what they say? Beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you fart.
That's true. Wise words.
So good.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles.
Also, classic scene, Dumb and Dumber.
Oh my God, yes.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you light a fart on fire, you're winning in my book. So this scene.
Oh yeah,
it's visually just as great as its audio.
Yeah, and just check out the film. I mean, it's just like it still holds up, and Jim Carrey is like at his height of his powers there.
Oh my God, yeah.
So yeah, really fun scene. So check it out.
So he says, "Do you love me?" And she says, "No, but that's a real nice ski mask."
Wasn't he like dreaming during this?
Oh, maybe it was like the dream sequence of being
meeting that girl,
part of the in crowd at the skiing resort. You can hear the flame.
Yeah, the flame was big on that one.
Woo!
Oh, I love that scene.
So good.
Oh, it's so good. I wish we could just light farts in a group setting like that amongst friends.
Totally. I mean,
I guess our friends, we could do that.
Yes. We need to have a fart lighting party one day just for the pod.
That's like your dream. But
then another one that I totally have seen this movie, but totally forgot about this fart was Rain Man. And I mean, I just love that there's an Academy Award winning movie that has farts in it.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just lowbrow humor, people.
That's
this
art.
This is award-winning farts we're talking about.
Yeah, that part was great. And I remember when that movie came out thinking like Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman, that's a weird combo. But this scene was really funny, so check it out.
But it won a lot of awards.
Yeah, it won a ton of awards.
Like Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director. Like, it's crazy.
It's nuts.
So, yeah.
But this is the scene we're talking about. I think they're in a phone booth, which for those viewers out there that don't know what that is.
Those millennials.
There used to be this actual physical object booth thing that you can make phone calls into. It was pretty crazy and awesome. And a lot of people actually in New York City use them as bathrooms back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
So they had double use.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's the scene from Rain Man.
Ken Eldor. Charlie Babbitt.
Uh-oh, fart.
Yeah, Charlie Babbitt, I'll hold.
Fart.
Did you fart, Ray?
Fart.
Did you fucking fart?
Fart.
Oh,
Oh, it's so good.
Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman in a tiny little booth, and Dustin Hoffman rips a fart.
Yeah, that must have just just trapped all that odor.
Yeah, bless.
But yeah, that's an Academy Award-winning film right there.
I mean, it doesn't get any better, except for these last two fart films that I think, like, this is why we couldn't do the countdown of farts, because the farts are all so good.
Yeah.
But these two, I think, are like two of my favorite farts in movies ever. So not in any particular order, but
you really like these.
I love these two scenes in these two movies made the movie for me. And the movies are good movies, but this is just to me, I need an award to give out to these
Right,
movies.
right. It's a special fart award. But
They're brilliant. So the first is The Nutty Professor.
oh, that's yeah. I mean, that's like the Mount Rushmore of farts.
I mean, and the fact that like Eddie Murphy, who's now again in our fart movies, twice in one category, he plays every single role around this dinner table except for the little kid.
Yeah.
And so the farts coming out of Eddie Murphy, bless his soul.
Yeah, it's this classic. So, Nutty Professor, here we go.
I think I do remember hearing something on TV about colon cleansing. They say everyone should have one. I'm thinking about getting me an appointment and go down and get my colon cleansed thoroughly.
You want your colon cleansed? Fine, I'm gonna clean mine. Yeah, now my colon is clean. I'm talking squeaky clean.
You gonna start breaking gas. Don't break gas and destroy our meal.
Don't tell me to stop. You the one that brought up colon cleansing and all that mess.
I did not say anything about breaking gas. I said that I was gonna get my
breaking gas.
You talking about putting a tube in somebody's ass, but I can't break wind.
I didn't say nothing about putting no holes up nobody's ass. Please, I
What
said.
you think of colonic is? You think you run the asshole by the car wash?
You choking the baby.
As long as I pay bills, I'll do what I want to do at this table. Case in point.
Who that call my name?
Yeah, I called you if your name is.
Keep in front of me. I taught this between the crack of your ass.
Yeah, you know I can go all night.
Keep it fuck. I hope you fought till your asshole falls out. Oh, my baby, too.
Oh, now, see what you made me do? God damn it, I messed up my thing.
Oh, a little shirt action.
Oh, I mean, that's just like there were so
brilliant.
many great parts of that movie, but that part was just like the pinnacle.
Yeah. Where the whole family's sitting around the table is just the best to me.
And watching that little kid laugh was one of my favorite things ever.
Bless.
He was so good.
Bless.
But yeah, Nutty Professor, classic.
So good. And then my other favorite is Austin Powers, the third movie, Goldmember, with Fat
yes.
Bastard.
Fat Bastard.
He was so vilely gross.
Yeah, the Fat Bastard character was the villain in the second one too?
Third
one, okay.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It was only in the third.
Oh, I thought it was in the second one for some reason.
Maybe.
They brought him back. But no, you're right. Like, he wasn't, but I mean, yeah, the fact that Mike Myers, again, playing like multiple characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Fat Bastard character was pretty funny.
Yeah, I guess if you play multiple characters and especially in a fat suit, you got to throw some farts in there.
Yeah, apparently. So, so here's a Goldmember.
Well, your sense of right, wrong, fair and unfair will always be tragically skewed. Did you just soil yourself? Maybe. It did sound a little wet, didn't it? Right at the end. Ooh. Let's have a smell, all right? Ooh, wafting. Oh, everyone likes their own brand, don't they? This is magic.
Brand?
All right, analysis. Oh, it smells like carrots and throw up. Oh, that could gag a maggot. I smell like hot, sick ass and a dead carcass. Oh, even Steak would say that stinks. You know when you go to an apartment building and you smell other people's cooking on each floor and you're going, what are they cooking? That plus crap.
Bless.
That plus crap. That was the horrible Scottish accent I just did there.
I just remembered another good one.
Which one?
That scene reminded me of Grandma's Boy and the fart scene. Did you ever see Grandma's Boy?
I don't think I saw that.
It is one of the best stoner movies of all time.
Is it the one with Nick Swartzen in
Yes.
that movie? Okay.
It's like it's an Adam Sandler movie without Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay.
It's like all the people who usually are in Adam Sandler movies.
Is that one of the ones like he produced or something? And
Yeah.
Like, okay, gotcha.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's a quickie.
Yeah.
My beef strong.
But one of the characters, I think is Dr. Shakala.
Dr. Shakala?
Yeah, he farts when they're at a party, and they're all like, "Oh, that was awful," and he's like, "My beef is strong," because he likes smelling it. And then one of the guys turned and he goes, "No, dude, your beef is wrong."
Not for this show, it isn't.
Such a good movie, classic.
All right, so another movie that we thought was great for farts was the movie Step Brothers with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell. And this scene, they're interviewing for a job in tuxedos, by the way. Which I thought that was hilarious. And the guy they're interviewing is Seth Rogen. So check it out.
Yeah, I'm just looking to hire guys that I don't mind hanging out with for like 12 hours a day. You guys seem like cool guys. Got hair similar to mine. You wear tuxedos to the interview. That's funny. It's ironic. I get that. You're kind of underplaying the whole formality of it. I think that's funny as hell. So let's do this. You guys are hired. You're in, unless you're like the weirdest guys ever and I don't see it.
Great.
John C. Reilly's face.
Is that a fart?
So good.
I can taste it.
I can taste it
on my tongue.
Oh.
I'll be honest with you, I did fart.
Is that onion? Onion and ketchup. It stinks.
So good.
Oh my God. Is that onion?
Do you have that as one of our sound effects for the show?
No, but it's going to be now.
Oh my God.
It's just so long. But
that's the longest fart in movie history. It has to be.
The fart is the best, definitely the scene stealer in that part. But John C. Reilly's face as it's going on is just, it's so good.
Because you could tell he's the one who's doing it, but he's trying to pretend like he's not doing it. Oh, that man's face. I was telling Dave before, if you haven't seen The Lobster, the movie, his facial expressions in that movie just steals the whole movie for me. It's so good.
I got to check it out.
He's so brilliant.
He is great. He is really funny. Nice.
So that's our favorite farts in movies, people. If we left any out, please write to heypoopypodcast@gmail.com
and let us know.
Yeah. We'll maybe do a part 2 to this. Now we're going to get into our favorite poops in film.
That's where it gets heavy.
Literally. I want to start off with our honorable mentions because there are some poops in film that are really funny, but not necessarily like somebody taking a poop or doing something with a poop.
It's poop adjacent or poop, what do you call it? Poop related.
Yeah, it's still potty humor, but not full on poop. Like this one is one of my favorites of
Weird Science.
That's
like one of my favorite movies. I saw it in the theater. That's how old I am.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right. So yes, I love this movie. Kelly LeBrock.
Gorgeous.
awesome
Absolutely
in it.
gorgeous.
Like just like every kid's fantasy. It was like part of that whole like era of like those 80s like TNA movies. Like looking back, they don't hold up, but again, it's just something that, from my childhood. So I always think it's kind of funny.
Weird Science was like, it's classic, especially I feel like for boys.
Yeah, it's
like every single one of their dreams.
A young Robert Downey Jr. is in that too.
Yeah,
which I always forget. But
and then Anthony Michael Hall, who's in every single 80s
and
movie.
back then he was killing it. He was like just in everything. But anyway, here's the scene we're talking about. Wyatt's older brother Chet, who's a total dickhead to him, literally gets turned into a piece of shit by Kelly LeBrock's character. So check it out.
Chet.
Hi, dudes.
The shock on their faces.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm sorry, Wyatt. I'm sorry for being such a shit to you all these years. And, gee, well, I want you to know that I love you.
Just the background sounds.
Yeah.
That's nasty, Wyatt.
That's Chet, Gary.
Again, the looks on their faces.
He's so good.
And this part right here, he's gearing up.
He's almost like a weird frog.
Yeah, shit character.
Oh my God.
He's just constantly farting and eating flies. And,
and leaking.
And just oozing. But another great honorable mention.
Classic.
Nice one.
Then the next 2 honorable mentions are also both Adam Sandler movies, which I think in his early movies, he loved all the poop stuff.
Yeah, he was about shit jokes and dick and shit jokes.
Yeah. One of my favorite is from Billy Madison. He and his friends, and they hide behind a bush and play that prank like Ring and Run, but with a flaming bag of shit on the stoop. And so this old guy comes out and...
Call the fire department. This one's out of control.
Poop again! He called the shit poop! This is the best night.
Oh my
I don't know
god.
why that always cracked me up that he was like, he called the shit poop.
This is silly.
It's so funny.
But it's funny.
It's a good one.
I mean, again, that's a classic, a take on a classic prank,
Mhm.
which is a shitty thing to do to someone, by the way.
Exactly.
But I mean, for a movie, it's fun.
It's hilarious. But the fact that the old guy like takes off his boot and smells it inches from his face,
Yeah,
like he knew it was poop, but it just makes for a great scene in a movie.
Yeah, they had to put that in there.
And then another one is the Happy Gilmore, which you love. This
It's weird. Like I am not a huge Adam Sandler fan. I think he's funny, but I'm not like I don't celebrate all his films. But there's funny parts in his films that I like. But as a whole, except for this one, Happy Gilmore, that was a pretty good one as far as like his movies, how they stood up over time. But anyway, there's a really good part. Shooter McGavin is challenging Happy Gilmore's character, or I'm sorry, Happy Gilmore himself in the movie. But yeah, really funny scene, and check it out.
Trouble though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
It like makes you think about the Ashley episode that we did with Mistress Ashley Page. Ooh.
Someone's actually eating. I love the fact that line made it into a Kanye West song.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? So fucking, oh God. Really good.
Now we're going to do, we ended up picking 16 movies with
couldn't
poop
decide.
scenes in it. Like we were going to do a top 10 and like we just kept piling it on and we decided that we'll do a full-on top 10, but these other 6 had to also be honorably mentioned.
Oh, totally.
They're classic on so many levels. Starting with, and this isn't real poop, and it's a movie we talked about in the fart scenes, but I think it's so classic and important. The Caddyshack.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Again, Caddyshack, who had a
Caddyshack.
brilliant fart scene with Rodney Dangerfield, and now this classic poop scene.
which it wasn't really poop, but again, I mean, you wouldn't know, but you'll know the scene I'm talking about. It takes place at the pool, at the country club pool. So, all the caddies are jumping around the pool. They're not supposed to be there. It's kind of like the jocks versus the socias. Yeah. So check it out.
Want some?
Oh, give me some.
Who asked you?
Come on, I'm asking. Joey, would you please? Joey, would.
So right there, they drop the baby Ruth into the pool, which looks remarkably like a giant log of shit.
Out, I said out. Didn't you hear me?
And the little girl screams "duty," which is my favorite. And just the fact that they used it. Don't touch it.
The Jaws theme song.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Spalding. Duty. Duty's a funny word.
It also makes Baby Ruth the candy bar so much more famous because it looks like a Bristol 3.
After I saw that movie, I think like I was just obsessed with Baby Ruth only because like it looks like shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a stupid kid. I'm like, it looks like shit.
It also like the Jaws theme song is so classic to begin with, but to do it with poop in a pool is just hilarious.
And it just ties in that whole era of like late 70s, early 80s. Really fun.
Yes.
And just the whole pool, hanging out in the pool by the pool in the summer.
Yes.
You know?
Spoofing
Classic stuff.
Spoofing with turds. Our next movie that we're going to talk about is White Chicks. This scene is hilarious. White Chicks is about the Marlon Wayans brothers.
Yeah. The Wayans
dressing up in
brothers.
whiteface.
Yeah.
What's Heath is here. What should I do?
Karen, I don't understand what you see in him. He's an out-of-work actor living in a share house, and he drives a 3 Series BMW. You know, Tori,
The
I really
white
think
makeup
that you need
is
to cut Keith a little bit of slack,
incredible.
okay? Because his aunt just died 3 years ago, and he
And the
really needs to catch
prosthetics.
up. He's just going through a really rough time right now, okay?
Ooh. Bassy.
You okay? Everything all right in there?
It's fine.
Shit. Tiff, we're just gonna meet you outside, okay?
Okay. Love you.
So hilarious.
Fun fact, I think a few farts sound effects that we use in the podcast is from that movie.
Well,
So,
I guess people are going to have to figure it out from here on in when they hear a sound effect.
Yeah.
Which movie is it from? Which
Yeah.
movie is it from?
we used a couple from White Chicks, but another classic one.
Classic.
Great choice, Poopy.
The next one, also a movie I haven't seen in so long, American Pie, which I thought we rewatched this. It's also a classic, but also it's funny that some of these like kind of teen 90s or not 90s, like early 2000 movies are all these poop scenes take place in like these public stalls.
Yeah.
Like it's not at home. It seems like a big theme when it comes to poop humor.
Well, you know, it's always funnier if it's in front of other people.
Yeah. And the character runs into what ends up being the girls' bathroom instead of the boys' bathroom, and he lays the perfect nest, which I've talked about before.
Yes. Shitbreak. What's the character's name? Stifler. Stifler calls his kid Shitbreak, which used to make me laugh. It was really funny.
Yeah, I just love that he lays a nest and then shits. But it's because he has some laxative that moves his stool.
Yeah, man. X-Lax. I mean, and the character, too, he never takes shits in public. That was his whole thing.
I'm still forgetting why he ends up in the girls' bathroom. He just ran into a bathroom.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was just like he had to go.
And the funny thing about these movies is how violently they're shitting. I've been there. It's not like they're overacting.
No, I've totally been there. Yeah, it's
Okay, you're just saying that because prom's a week away and you don't have a date. No.
Like the shit sweats.
oh, like you're just the cramping, that feeling. You just
So am I. Guys, like so.
you're just waiting for that sweet relief.
You think that older woman thing is true?
Yeah, it's true. It was Stifler's mom.
Joni, was that you?
Can't hold it.
There we go.
He's sweating the way you were sweating while Mistress Ashley
Yeah.
Page was talking about her poo guys.
Yeah, it's real. that was another
There's
classic shitting scene though. From,
Kinds of sweaty moments when it comes to shit. Christmas Vacation is our next one, and the only reason this is kind of more in the honorable mention is the line is hilarious.
The
but
line
you
is
don't
hilarious.
see him actually shitting. He's just emptying out his. Oops.
He's emptying out the RV.
Yes.
And the great Randy Quaid.
Yeah. Well, isn't he like weirdly born again? And he was great, but not great anymore.
Yeah, not great anymore.
He's a little bit of a wackadoo these
like
days.
Total conspiracy guy, I think, now. But yes, he was great in
this movie
or the whole series. But and again, this is like he's got the RV parked out in front of Clark Griswold's house, and he's emptying the shitter, if you will,
emptying the tank down the sewer, which is even like,
oh yeah.
I mean, we need to speak to somebody who owns an RV. There's probably some like rules on how you are allowed to dump.
You're not just dumping your shit into a drain,
Oh.
like a gutter.
I mean, the smell. Woof.
Yeah.
So here's this Christmas Vacation classic scene. You can hear all the poo dripping down into the sewer.
I love the Christmas music in the background.
And a neighbor runs out and probably smells what's going on.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas! Dinner was full!
The best line. And the neighbor just runs back in, the stuffy neighbors next door.
Woo!
Oh, it's so great.
Merry Christmas, the shitter is full.
We used to say that at work all the time.
The shitter's full?
Yeah, shitter's full. Oh, it was so great.
Then another classic, which actually, this movie has a really classic shirt in it. And I totally forgot. With the most brilliant Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, yeah.
But the
late great. It's unfortunate he died, but he was great. I mean, he was just such a fantastic. He actually went to my high school.
He did?
But he was he's older than I am. So he was, but yeah, he was from Rochester, New York, Fairport specifically.
So I'm going to add this into the honorable mention because a shart and a fart are...
They're cousins.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
But it's a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B. But we should add it. So this movie came with 2 brilliant fart shitting scenes. You don't actually hear it, but the dialogue is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Sandy. It's Polly Prince. Remember from middle school?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, wow. Okay. Sandy Lyle, last time I saw you, you were playing bagpipes in that movie.
Crocketeers. Yep, that's me.
Polly, can I have a word with you?
Sorry.
What happened to you? But Ruben, I'm in a situation here. We have to leave now.
Well, no, can we stay a couple more minutes?
But dude, no. This is serious. I just sharted.
I don't know what that means.
I tried to fart and a little shit came out. I just sharted. Right, now let's go.
Let's go.
You're the most disgusting person I've ever met in my life.
Brilliant.
Yes, so great.
I mean, I don't know of any other movie with a shart in it. So I just played the shart from Along Came Polly, but then there's an actual intense poo scene that reminds of the Evil Hate Monkeys story. You have to listen to that episode if you haven't, but Evil Hate Monkey had something very similar happen to him. So here's the Along Came Polly. Ben Stiller is in Jennifer Aniston's apartment and he has to poo real bad.
And her pet ferret just kind of rolled in and he's on the shitter.
Ooh, squeaker.
He's doing that desperate thing, trying not to
muffle the sound.
Yeah, because he's trying to impress this woman. She's kind of like, why is it turning on? I've done that move, by the way. I turn the shower on. This doesn't work.
And it's because in an earlier scene he eats food that he knew wouldn't agree with him, but she wanted to go to this restaurant.
Yeah.
And now he has.
And he realizes that there's no toilet paper. Which, by the way, who is an adult doesn't have a roll of toilet paper in the bathroom somewhere?
But I think that's the theme of the movie, that she's kind of
still
not together. Oh,
he's kind of reaching for a little napkin or hand towel.
A cloth one.
Yeah.
Oh God, I beg you, please. If you make this water go down, I will sit at your feet and I will serve you for all of eternity.
Yeah, the toilet's clogging right now, and it's just coming out.
It's like the visuals from Evil Hate Monkeys story.
Yeah, it's coming to life on film.
And we've learned now that you should turn off the water.
Yeah, the water valve.
But Ben Stiller doesn't know this.
Yeah. And I love this part. There's steam and water coming out of the bathroom.
This was fun.
Yes.
This was fun.
Oh, it's just so embarrassing. Yeah.
So funny.
Ben Stiller does have that kind of he did that in There's Something About Mary too, with the whole zippering his meat and potatoes. There's always a thing he's trying to impress a woman and some embarrassing thing happens. But yeah, another classic scene.
So good. So we're officially going to get into our top 10 of best poo scenes in movies of all time. Oh, do it.
Oh, yeah, actually, I need that thing.
Oh.
Do this.
I know that's a fart sound effect, but here we go.
Yes, this is for the top 10 of shitting in movies.
And we Dave and I sat here and really thought hard about this for you guys, our top 10. If you disagree, please email us. But I think this is a good list.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't even matter if I disagree because it's our show. So if you want to,
I mean, it would be funny if somebody emailed in and disagreed with us, and then we can tell them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, or they can call in and we can hang up on them.
We're working on that, people.
Yeah.
You'll be able to call in soon. We're going to tend up to number one. Number one is what I and Dave thinks is the most intense poo scene in all of cinema history. So, first one.
Number 10.
Number 10 is we go back to the classic Dumb and Dumber movie, which had that brilliant lighting the fart on fire scene. But if you remember the Jim Carrey...
Lloyd, right? He played Lloyd.
Yes, Lloyd. Jim Carrey plays a prank, Lloyd, on Harry, Jeff Daniels' character.
Yes, Jeff Daniels, thank you.
Because he doesn't want Jeff Daniels' character to go on a date with the lady he's a crush on.
The love interest.
Yeah, so he puts some laxatives in, and he goes to the love interest's house, and this happens.
Oh.
I have totally been there.
Yeah, we all have. But the relief afterwards is the best. And he's opening the window now. It's so great. Like that's going to do anything.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's a great number 10.
Yep. I mean, just the sound effects alone are so good.
Oh, yeah.
The next number 9 of our countdown. These are movies like I've seen all of them, but I forgot how brilliant some of these scenes are.
Yeah.
And this one is in Ted with the teddy bear.
What's his name? Seth
MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane.
And then Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis and Mark Wahlberg.
Yes. And Mila Kunis walks in and asks,
What is that?
What is what?
There's a shit on my floor. In the corner, there is a shit!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were playing Truth or Dare, and Shireen's pretty ballsy.
There is a shit on my floor!
Well, or is the floor on the shit? Is what Kierkegaard would say.
Kierkegaard.
So good.
That's a good one, yes.
Number 9. There's a shit on my floor.
That's the act. That's a perfect reaction for that too. That's something you don't come back from that.
No, not at all.
I'm like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah, somebody shit on my floor.
Yeah, we're not friends anymore.
No. Number 8 movie is Movie 43, and I never even seen this movie. Dave had to tell me about it, but this scene, it looks just... I'm so mad at myself for never seeing this before.
We're gonna play. The movie is pretty bad.
It is?
It's kind of like I think the Farrelly brothers did it, or one of the Farrelly brothers who did. I think Dumb and Dumber too, and they did something. There's something about Mary. Anyway, it's supposed to be like these movies from like the 70s, 80s, where it's like kind of like a compilation movie, where there's just like maybe like 15, 20 different funny scenes like stitched together. And like they're not really like one. It's a movie, but it's just like more like little short scenes, little short movies within a movie, a larger one. So, yeah, Chris Pratt, I believe at the time he was just starting, and his wife or now ex-wife, I don't know, Anna Faris are in this scene, and I think they're kind of
it says 2013 this movie came out,
Yeah.
and that it's a bunch of interconnected short films, and there's actually 13 directors, so I
Yeah.
guess there's a different director for each scene.
Maybe the Farrelly brothers produced it then or something.
Maybe.
But anyway,
but this scene also reminds me of the Ashley episode, and it's fully a classic in my book now.
Yeah, you have to see it. I mean, again, like this is kind of like there's a movie called Kentucky Fried Movie, which is a really old film, but similar premise to that movie. Just a bunch of like shorts kind of stitched together. But yeah, check it out.
We say it at the same time.
Okay.
1, 2.
Will you poop on me?
What?
Poop on me.
What are you? Wait, what did you say?
So good.
Yeah, it's really great. That scene is pretty hilarious.
So Anna Faris basically wants to get pooped on.
And then there's like a little montagey scene of him like eating like later on eating like a bunch of burritos and like weird foods just to kind of get the old gears grinding.
Also, we now know from the Ashley episode that you can't just eat 20 minutes before to poop on somebody.
Yeah.
Like you have to prep 24 hours or more in advance.
There's a whole process.
There's a process, but this scene is pretty damn funny. So there's this montage of him eating like crazy, and then they start making out. And while they're making out, he really has to go, but she doesn't want to.
She wants like a little more romance.
A little more.
And then he's just like bursting at the seams.
Yeah, because he's ready to poop.
Why? Does that not work for you?
It's fine. Here we go.
He's like giving her a little like sexy massage.
Ooh, he's farting.
Nice.
Okay. There we go.
He's just like standing up and getting ready to take a dump.
No, not yet. What? No.
What?
Come here.
What?
You're so excited.
I know. I can't stand it.
Ooh, his belly.
Remember the day that we met?
Yes.
Did you ever think that someday you'd be able to...
But he says he wants to shit on her, and she doesn't want to be shit on. She want to be pooped on.
Yeah.
Linguistics.
But another fun one though, and again,
Yes.
like sort of a callback to 2 episodes ago with Mistress Ashley.
Yes. So if you haven't listened to the Mistress Ashley episode, she touches on a whole lot of what we're talking about. Number 7 in our countdown is Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Classic movie and classic shit scene.
In here.
Harold and Kumar run into a public bathroom with many stalls. Again, a stall situation.
Worked on me, then there's no reason why it shouldn't work on you. Your breasts look beautiful.
I just want those cute little ping pong breasts, you know, that kind of go.
Well, hurry up, because I really want to go smoke weed with that dishy Indian guy.
It's going to be a few
Dirty
minutes.
Indian guy.
But to
So
have the worst
fucked
case
up.
of taco shits.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
Oh, great. I think I've got to go, too.
So these 2 girls that they're trying to like mac on are both entering their stalls and doing their thing.
It's just funny. It's like how yawning, if one person yawns, the other one does. Like one of them has to poop and the other one is inspired to poop.
Hey, Clarissa. Do you want to play Battle Shits?
Oh my gosh! We haven't played that since back at camp.
I know. Wait for it.
Oh, hit.
Skag, you sank my destroyer.
Oh, it's so vile.
Chris, are you still there? Damn! You saved my battle shit.
Love the scene. She's like pulling out so much toilet paper.
Dry wiper.
Good one.
It's just so good.
That was a fun one.
I remember somebody, I don't remember who, but I remember somebody would tell me that they would shit with their friends in a public place, like many stalls, but they would call it stereo shits because it was coming out of both speakers.
That sounds like a punk band.
Stereo
shits.
Another classic is Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
Coming in at number 6.
Love this movie. It's so funny. But to set up the scene, Deuce goes in to visit his father in where his father is the bathroom attendant of a restaurant. And they're trying to have like a very serious conversation, and something's happening in the bathroom, in the background of the bathroom.
I love a good bathroom attendant.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Hey, Dad, let me ask you a question.
And what's that, son?
Do you think it's wrong for a man to accept money from a woman to, show her a good time?
I was just thinking about that this morning. The idea of a man whore is a relatively new idea.
A guy walks into the bathroom.
These women are looking for something more than just sex. They want romance.
What do you mean?
Well, it was like when I met your mom. God rest her soul. I didn't have so much as a toilet to clean. Still, I wasn't going to pay her a dime for sex, no matter what she was charging.
What?
Well, your mom could have had any man she wanted in that strip club. And this being my first time in Bangkok, I was looking for a good time myself.
You met Mom where?
Oh, it's not important. The thing is, she saw something in me. Beyond the 200 baht. A man with an eye for adventure.
200 baht.
Who wasn't
That's like
afraid to risk it
$6,
all.
by the way.
Dad, are you saying that...
So we took all her $1 bills off the stage, said goodbye to that donkey.
What?
And 2 days later, we were man and wife. And we were happily married. Long time.
So do you think I should be more of a risk taker?
Worked for me.
Thanks, Pops.
Oh, I love this part.
Well, son, looks like I've got some work to do.
Oh.
He's just going into a stall to go clean all that mess up.
I love a good bathroom attendant too, except for sometimes because I'm a lady, I don't carry my money and I feel so guilty
about
not tipping them.
Yeah. I've gotten that kind of thing where I'm like, fuck, I forgot to bring cash.
But one bathroom I went into recently, there was actually a sign on the mirror that said, the bathroom attendant said, I have Venmo. Please pay me. And so she was like, I don't work here for free. And I was like, I have so much respect for that. I ended up going to the bathroom more than once in this place. So I ended up bringing like a $5 in with me. I was like, if I put in $5 in for going potty twice, I feel like it's okay. Yeah. But I was so how ingenious was this bathroom attendant?
Hey man, you gotta it's the sign of the times.
Get the Venmo. Yeah.
I mean, the last time I was in a bathroom with a bathroom attendant, it was a little wacky because the bathroom was really small. We're talking 2 very small stalls and the guy and the sink right next to that. So it was so awkward because he was sitting on a stool.
Oh.
He was sitting on a stool and then one stall wasn't in use. So we only had one stall in there to take a shit. I went in there. I had to go so bad. Completely blindsided me. There was a guy sitting on the stool and I'm like, what? And I remember I sat there for a second. I'm like, do I just go somewhere else? But I'm like, this has got to happen. And it was so uncomfortable because I'm just taking a massive shit. And there's a guy on the other side of a 1-inch thick door. And it was so embarrassing. And I didn't have, the worst part was I'm taking this awful shit and I didn't have any cash on me to give him,
That's so funny.
And he was just kind of looking at me oh, how's it going? It was just so uncomfortable. I'm like, this is the worst job. And I wish I could, but I did go back and get money from my wife and I gave him some
Yeah, because sometimes you don't bring your money. It's you almost need to be warned. Hey, by the way, bring some money into this bathroom to
and it wasn't
tip
even
the
that nice
attendant.
it wasn't even that nice of a place. It wasn't like I was expecting a bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
By the size of this actual bathroom, it was ridiculous even having another person in there.
Wouldn't it be even funnier if he wasn't the bathroom attendant? He was just
some dude hanging
who's
out?
I'm going to make some extra cash tonight.
I mean, hey, he's an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
Poonor. Our next number 5 movie in our countdown is also an Oscar-winning film. People, we brought you 2 Oscar-winning films to this episode. However, this one is a foreign language film, so we're going to have to kind of describe it, but Google this scene. I think it is a brilliant scene and really describes what's going on in the world, especially Bill Gates is trying to reinvent the toilet for these kind of countries
it's a thing you take for granted when you live in a country that you have
plumbing.
A first world country. It's just you don't think about going to the bathroom or having to find a place to a private place to do it. And it's there's dignity mixed in with it's very class based. So check it out.
Slumdog Millionaire. And they show the scene. It's like a bunch of outhouses on stilts.
Yeah, it's...
And this guy runs up because this little kid is running these little outhouse and like collecting money.
It's draconian. Oh. I mean, it's
And
just
this
a wooden...
little kill, it's like a Turkish toilet, but wooden outhouse style.
It's a little bit of privacy, but it's still...
I love that line that he just said. He said that his poop is shy. Since when?
This kid's messing up this guy's money.
Yeah, there's one kid outside running the outhouse collecting money to people to use it, and the other kid's inside trying to poop out his shy duty. And then all of a sudden a helicopter comes. And the little kid's like, oh, I realize I'm not going to be able to poo. So he then gets locked into this outhouse, and the little kid that was charging money locks him in, and the kid realizes he has to get out of there.
Oh,
but his only way out
is
down through the Turkish poo hole.
Down to the ground. It sounds... Oh, God.
Oh, it's so vile.
Oh, the visuals of this, people. I know this is radio, but still, it's just... Imagine like your worst nightmares coming true.
And it's not like solid poo. It's just...
Oh, it's like... It looks like quicksand. Oh! Oh my God. Go find this clip.
And this poor little kid is covered in poo.
Covered in shit. It looks like a wet clay.
Yes.
It is just... Oh, it is awful.
Award-winning.
Yes. This won an Oscar. Oh. He's coming in here. He's trying to like go through a crowd covered in shit.
And rubbing the shit all over everybody.
All over everybody's clean clothes. Oh.
His friend is in shock.
He's trying to get an autograph from his favorite actor. Covered in shit. And he got that autograph.
Oh, bless his little soul.
And that's a true professional.
Exactly.
He's like, look, little kid covered in shit, whatever.
Brilliant scene, award winning.
Yeah, check it out. That was a bit of a... We did a lot more... had to be a little more descriptive with that one. But
Yeah, because it's a foreign language film, but we couldn't not include it because it's classic.
Yeah. Oh.
So our next number 4 film on our list is Van Wilder, which is also another scene where they add laxatives to the villain, so to speak.
Yeah, the asshole guy.
The antagonist character. And he takes his stomach is rumbling. He takes a test and runs out to go to the bathroom and gets stopped by what I think is the dean of students.
Yeah.
And... yeah, it's a great poo scene.
Great time. Look, it's Richard.
He's doing the hot sweats.
Only 20 minutes. This kid is a
He's got the
Richard, I want
bubble
you to meet
guts.
Dr. Stern. Dr. Fine.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Bag. I've heard a lot about you.
Dr. Brown.
These orals are something of a formality. We just want to get to know you better.
And Dr.
Oh,
Smelnick.
it's bad. Those grumblings.
Is there
Oh,
something you
you've
want to
been
say?
there.
You look like you want to get something out, son.
So this guy just runs over to a garbage can and just shits into a garbage can in a dean's office.
And everybody looks like they're going to vomit because of the smells. And this is a perfect example of pants versus floor.
Yeah.
He chose floor people.
Yeah.
Well, in an actual garbage can, but he chose floor.
Yeah. Oh, vile.
Our next number 3 film is also a foreign film, not foreign language. It is in English, but it's also one that's a little bit more visual than sound effects, but it might be... It's in the top 3 of best poo scenes in a movie.
So we had to include this.
We had to.
Train Spotting.
Train Spotting. If you know, this is a famous poo scene.
And it's what's his name? Spud?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Spud wakes up in a girl's bedroom and he doesn't even know where he is and realizes
he's done some badness.
Yeah, he realizes he's in like all this pink bedroom. He doesn't know what's going on, but something's in the sheets with him. Something's under the covers with him.
A monster, a brown monster. This is why heroin, man, is bad. Like,
heroin is drugs are bad.
Yeah,
people.
drugs are bad. Like, don't fuck with that stuff. But the visuals of this, I mean, imagine like a pink bedroom or a pink bed sheet covered in shit.
Oh, and then he has it all over his hands. He's just covered.
He has no idea. And the smell, oh God.
Ooh. Then he tries to collect the sheets to be a good house guest and clean it himself. And he meets the whole family down in the breakfast
They're having
table.
this whole breakfast, like, family moment.
Yes.
And this guy comes walking in.
Morning, Spud. What's it doing and have some breakfast?
Ooh, and baked beans again.
Sorry about last night, by the way.
Bangers and mash.
Yep.
Fine on the sofa.
Typical English breakfast.
I mean, it looks
an accident.
pretty tasty.
I don't worry, Sundays things happen. Does a man good to cut loose once in a while?
Oh, I guess it's more Scottish than British, but still part of the UK.
Yeah.
No, I'll wash them.
What a crossover.
There's no problem. It's no problem for me.
And then he plays tug of war with the mom over the
shit field.
shitty sheets.
They're my sheets.
And oh,
the sound effect
the shit goes flying everywhere on top of the family.
on their faces, walls, food.
It's just, it's really horrific.
They all look like they want to vomit.
Yeah.
Woo.
Check out that scene though. A great movie though. Great movie.
Fantastic.
Great scene. You know,
Trainspotting is like quintessential 90s movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you watched the Trainspotting 2. Not so good.
Not so good.
Not so good.
It seems sillier than the actual.
The first one was brilliant.
First one
the
was great.
soundtrack was brilliant.
It was at the right time, right place for that film.
Completely.
And again, touching on this whole idea of like how just drugs can ravage communities, people. I mean, it's just
And your gut.
Yeah, and your gut.
And sheets.
Yeah.
Woo! Number 2 movie is a complete classic. A hilarious movie from beginning to end. Brilliant.
Yeah, Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids.
I mean, I think you all know the scene we're talking about. The after they had lunch, they went to the wedding or the wedding dress fitting, and hilarity ensues.
Yes.
That dress is so pretty, it makes my stomach hurt.
Lillian, I don't know what to say. You look. Megan, are you okay? Oh.
I think my dress was probably just tight.
Oh my. Okay.
Oh no.
What is happening? Nothing's happening. Oh my God.
You know, I don't really care which dress we get. It doesn't matter to me. I just need to get off this white carpet.
No, okay. No, not that. Everybody,
Yes,
go
you do.
outside. I'm serious. There's a bathroom across the street.
Classic movie with Kristen Wiig.
Everybody has the flu.
Maya Rudolph.
Melissa McCarthy. They're like literally pooping in sinks, pooping everywhere.
No! Look away! Megan, no! Look away!
All of a sudden,
I'm so sorry.
Melissa McCarthy is like shitting in the sink.
Sink's a goner! What are you doing? It's coming out of me like lava! Don't you fucking look at me! Oh no.
Lillian,
oh no.
where are you going?
I need a bathroom.
And
Maya Rudolph runs out into the street.
in a expensive wedding gown in middle of traffic and
It's
just
happening. It's happening. It's happening.
takes a dump.
It happened.
I don't know if that's a floor versus pants kind of moment.
Oh no! Don't you dare ruin that dress!
You're really doing it, aren't you? You're just shitting in the street.
Shitting in the street.
Shitting in the street, man.
Woo!
I love that scene.
Such a classic.
So
And-
now we're up to number 1 now.
And I absolutely love an all-women cast movie.
Yeah, that movie was really fantastic.
So
It
good.
really was really funny.
Now, dun 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 dun. Our number one. I know this movie is not. I know this movie is not human shit, but this is so important. It is the best poo scene in a movie ever.
Made by one of the best directors.
Oh my
that
God.
this country's ever produced.
Yes.
The great John Waters.
John Waters, and you know what we're gonna say?
Yeah.
Pink Flamingos.
Divine.
The
late great. But yeah, this is our number one. It's the creme de la creme of shit film.
Woo.
And it's pretty gnarly. Again, even when I saw this film, I remember seeing this part going like, this is crazy to me. But it had to be number one. It had to be.
Yes.
So here we go. Pink Flamingos.
Well, you think you know somebody filthier? Watch, as Divine proves that not only is she the filthiest person in the world, she is also the filthiest actress in the world.
That Baltimore accent.
What you are about to see is the real thing.
Oh.
Have you ever watched the Divine documentary?
No. And the music for this is like perfect.
And this is like in the 70s where there's no CGI dog
this is
poo.
All real.
This is real dog poo.
She
people.
ate that.
She did. You watch the dog poo, and then she picks it up
right in the street and
eats it.
I mean, it's just.
You have to watch the Divine documentary. They talk about this.
Yeah.
And how John Waters talked her into doing it.
Oh. I mean, it's just so bad. Like
I do hope that
it's really bad.
Dave and I actually hung out this past week, and he had to help me walk my dog, and he was like picking up dog poop, and I was like, I know, like the dog came with my relationship at the very beginning. It was really hard for me to pick up this pile of warm duty through a plastic bag, but I'm kind of now used to it after 8 years of being with this fantastic animal. But to stick it in my mouth,
that would have been crazy if you did that when we were hanging out. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You'd have to like end our friendship right then and there.
I might be like, yeah, I don't know if I can. I'm gonna have to leave.
I was like, I'm so hungry for brunch. I need a little snack beforehand.
You needed a moose bouche.
But you guys, that we have to give Divine and Pink Flamingos and John Water number one.
Undisputed number one.
Best poo scene in a movie.
Oh.
Bridesmaids is a strong contender at number two, but
I mean, Pink Flamingos, that's just classic.
So good.
Oh, so there you have it. That's our farts and poops best of.
Yes.
So go out and check out all those films. I mean, most of you probably seen a bunch of them, but if you haven't, check them out.
Yeah, if you want a good laugh, if you need a good laugh, those are some great movies to stink up a room.
Yeah. And again, like email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com if you have any other suggestions or things we might have missed.
Especially when we do the TV episode. If there's some ones that you want to add in, or music episode.
Yeah.
Stuff that you want to add in.
Let us know.
I mean, I know there's a plethora out there we're probably missing out on.
Yeah. But we'll talk about it if you hit us up.
Let's go into Let's Get Shitty.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for Let's Get Shitty.
One of our favorite segments. Let's Get Shitty.
It is very cathartic, this segment.
I have a silly one. It's got nothing to do with poops or farts.
Oh, tell me. You go first then.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually mean to just jump in like that, but
no. Please do. I want to know.
I've been seeing all these ads for Coachella, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like those big, giant corporate festival things, but not even the Coachella part. It's more the people that hang out there. Anybody with those dumb, wide-brimmed hats? No, I'm not. Like, you know those ones that kind of look like they're like from like Stevie Nicks 70s?
Yes.
Like, was it Soho, Boho?
Yes.
I don't know what it is like, and again, like, look, if that's what you like wearing, it's nothing against the actual hat. It's just more like the person it's attached to. There's no thought. They just see something online. They're like, this is what I need to be chic.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just a boring take on something that's been done a million times. Also, those bro kind of dudes that wear like those Indian headdresses.
Oh God,
that shit! I just want to light them on fire.
Like Native American headdresses.
Native American headdresses. I just want to. Oh my God! I want to light them on fire. I can't stand them.
Well, we also should know better these days about appropriation.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're a white guy wearing a Native American headdress,
it's just like, why are you wearing that? Like, it's just that whole thing, or it's just like, they'll have like stupid ass shirts that say something like, suck my cock.
Oh God.
Like, just like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And those are the kind of people that have ruined music to me, or at least the enjoyment of being at a live show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to sound like that person, but I'm like...
Oh, I sound like that person right now.
No, but like, I'm in my 40s, you're in your 40s. Yeah. I feel like I'm like, ugh, these kids today, they annoy me. Like,
yeah. I mean, look, I'm sure that people that were older than me when I was going to like my first bunch of punk shows and everything probably thought I was a complete obnoxious asshole. But I definitely did not wear a Native American headdress and or some weird 70s Stevie Nicks hat that you just bought for the actual show. Like, like it's almost like a costume they bought specifically for that thing, as opposed to like just being your normal personality and like, But anyway.
No, I used to go to festivals and concerts back when I was in my teens and 20s. And like, if I wore something crazy, it was because it was true to me. It wasn't because I wanted my Instagram picture.
Exactly.
I
think that's part of what it is too. It's like, ooh, I'm an influencer.
Yeah.
What the fuck that means.
Oh God.
But yeah, it's just really obnoxious. And again, every once in a while on my internet or my browser, I get bombarded by these like dumb ads every once in a while, and I'm like, what is this? But yeah, so that's my gripe.
Well, that's why that Fire Festival documentary was so good, because it's like, those assholes got a little taste of their own medicine.
And that's the epitome of what I'm talking about. Also, it's also a statement on like just sort of like complete mediocrity. Like there's like just like this whole like, I could do this, and there's no actual thought behind it. It's just like, it's just an average person trying to do great things that just can't.
I was talking to somebody recently about like how back in the 90s and maybe even in the 80s, but the whole idea of a poser, and like I was in high school in the 90s, and I fucking like, that's why I never really got, I know this is blasphemous to say, but I never got into Courtney Love because I could see where she ripped off like Babes in Toyland. She ripped off like so many of these awesome fucking bands, and I was just like, I could see through it that she was a total poser. Yeah. Like, that wasn't her.
Courtney Love is that band sucks.
Well, the music was only good because Kurt wrote it for her.
I hated that shit.
But I feel like in now 2019, being a poser is almost like a rite of passage, because everybody wants to be the same cookie cutter version of somebody else on Instagram.
There was a time where like lip syncing at your show was like frowned upon, and now it's like just part of the everybody does it. Yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah,
there's no more like live anything. It's just kind of like
it's sad.
Yeah, it's really sad. But I hate Courtney Love too. She's this like awful demon.
Yeah. And especially like I was a Riot Girl in the 90s. I was in a Riot Girl band that went nowhere, but it's still like I loved the Lunatics, L7, like Red Ants, like Bikini Kill, Bratmobile, like all these bands. 6. And so when I saw yes, when I saw like the ones that got famous like Hole, I was just like,
I mean, it's the same thing. It's just like people see something, they just kind of like ape off of that, and then
rip it off.
They don't ever like acknowledge like where it came from. It's just kind of like, oh, I'm making some money.
Individuality isn't there anymore.
God, we definitely are turning into like back in my day.
Exactly.
But I mean, anyway,
My Let's Get Shitty. I have to. Because I'm so insanely dyslexic, I Googled this word, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So I looked up I Googled, how do you pronounce this word?
What's the word? Oh, you're playing it.
Prostaglandin.
Prostaglandin. So as I talked about in the beginning of this episode, that's what I found out is the hormone that's in your gut and in my uterus that sheds the lining. So that's what gives you the cramps. And so that's my let's get shitty moment. Because, like, talk about insult to injury. I'm going through terrible period cramps, and then I have to fill. Actually, when I was meeting up with Dave over the weekend for us to hang out, I was running late because I just got my period, and I have to also shit. And the shit, like, past the top of the water. There was so much that came out of me thanks to prostaglandin. This chemical in or hormone in our body that helps us shed our lining. So that's why when period cramps give women diarrhea. So yes, I am griping about this, but I'm also educating you guys too. So if you ever wanted to know why we get terrible diarrhea while we are on our period, prostaglandin.
I have never heard of that until now. This is not.
See, I'm educating
something I
you.
never thought about, so
My
thank you.
let shit get shitty moment.
Thank you for that. I feel like I'm in health class.
Fuck prostaglandin. Fuck that shit.
Oh God, that's great.
I mean, if I could just get my period and like put my uterus on a shelf for 7 days, and
that'd be great.
Ugh, it is the worst.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, I don't even get how that even works. I mean, I get how it works. I mean, I understand all the physics or the.
Oh yeah.
The I get some of the physics, but the whole like I'm just rambling right now.
Oh,
but yes, I know. I get.
You have a wife. You know.
Yes,
you've
I know
been
how
with
it works,
women.
But like just for me, I couldn't even imagine having to deal with that every month.
Oh, it's the worst.
Oh man.
But to like bleed like crazy and have cramps, horrible. But to have explosive diarrhea
on top of it,
I mean,
that'd be like my worst day.
It is.
Like that just sounds awful.
And then for me, it's like 2 days in a row.
Oh.
And that's why I was late meeting up with you.
30 minutes would be too much for me. Like 2 days, I would. Wow. No, thank you.
Yeah. Oh. Prostaglandin. Fuck that shit. That's my let's get shitty.
That was a good one.
You're welcome.
As we're wrapping up the show, we have a little small news story. A mystery pooper has turned Broadway into the Great Wipe Way. It's so stupid, but I love it. Laying waste to audition rooms by using them as a personal potty and revolting thespians. This happened at the tryouts for Magic Mike the Musical, which, I mean, my wife is going to love that because she loved that fucking movie.
I love that movie too.
Yeah, there was rehearsals or tryouts over at Pearl Studios at 500 8th Avenue. This took back this was like February 26th. This was kind of an older story, but it happened on February 26th and again on March 6th at the Ripley Greer Space, just down the block from Pearl Studios. Quote, there was a lot of disbelief, said actress Eunice Bay, of the first incident when she... I'm sorry, I keep cracking up, but I'm just imagining like someone just taking shits during auditions.
Brilliant.
Are they nervous shits?
They could
or
be.
Are they like angry shits? Who knows?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like basically people were just like, someone just had stepped in shit. That's how they found it. And,
so it was like on the ground.
Yeah, it was on the ground.
A floor.
Yeah, a floor.
Pants versus floor.
Like, I mean, there was some theories floating around that someone had carried it off the street with their shoes. Like they had stepped on it like somewhere outside and like they just kind of like smeared it around.
Like dog shit in the street.
But there was no way that was a plausible given that it looked like a fresh pile of shit.
Ooh.
So someone just took like a giant, fresh one right there. Theater insiders were plunged in their own hunches about to what may have prompted this dastardly deposit. And the way this is written, like someone wrote for like the New York Post or something like that. They were thinking the suspect might have been someone who was like angry with the Actors Equality Association. Apparently, this Magic Mike audition was for like union members and non-union members. Yeah, so basically the audition for Magic Mike was an open call, so meaning both union and non-union actors were allowed to try out. Non-union hopefuls were often complain that Actors Equity mistreats them. So there was a sort of theory floating around that a non-union actor just took a shit as a protest to the Actors Equity Association.
Revenge poo.
Yeah, so Pretty much. But yeah, 2 days of like just shitting.
Oh, wow.
Like, this is awful. Actors being actors, they gleefully posted spoofs of the scat attacks, including a singing send-up from the cast of Prom the Musical, which got 6,647 views on Twitter. Another skit was based on an SVU style called SPU, Special Pooping Unit. Sorry, Special Pooping Unit. A Detective Brown demands of a witness any details you can help us flush out.
Oh my God.
So, I think that's pretty funny. They kind of like made those like little skits based off that whole awful thing they had to see. I'm sure it smelled really bad.
Oh yeah. But
yeah.
I mean, talk about like turning shit into gold, Might as well.
I mean, they're actors.
You're creative people.
I like the fact that like someone took that and like, we're going to make something from this. I mean, SPU is the best thing ever.
Oh,
Special
that's
Pooping Unit. I'm a huge SVU fan, so that's near and dear to my heart. So I love that.
I'd watch that show.
Yeah, good on them. Woo. So anyway, a long episode and a fun one though, I think.
Thanks everybody. And our next week's episode is a special guest with a product review. This is our first product review. So email us in some of your poo stories to heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. We want to know some great stories. We will read them on the podcast and we will send the person with the best story this new product.
Yeah. So you have to tune in for next week.
We're so excited for our first product review with an interview of the owner of the company.
Yeah.
So
we're being a little secretive about it because we want to be a little bit more of a big unveil, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
so exciting.
Send us those emails, and whoever wins is going to get. We have like 2 winners actually.
Yes, we have 2 products to send out.
Away. It'll be a fun time.
Yes.
And it's all poop related, so you guys will love it.
Yes. Of course it's poop related.
Yeah.
Poops or farts, they're our favorite. Poop poop.
But thanks again for coming. Thanks again for coming.
Thanks again for pooping.
Thanks again for listening. Rate and review us on iTunes and other platforms that we're on, like Spotify, Google Play, etc., etc.
There's a lot of stuff that we're working on over here at the Poo Pod. It's coming down the pipes. Listen to new episodes, giveaways, merch might be happening soon.
Interviews with some really fun people.
Oh my God, we are booked up for the next like 4 episodes with some great guests.
Yeah, so it's gonna be good. So tune in. Thanks for coming to the movies with us.
Yeah, thanks for shitting at the movies with us.
All right. So until next time, I'm Dave.
I'm Ellen.
And thanks for listening to Shooting the Shit.
Happy pooing, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Shooting the Shit. We are on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Please rate, review, download. It really helps to get more listeners. Plus, tell all your friends about us. And
for more about Shooting the Shit with Dave and Ellen, you can check us out at heypoopypodcast.com. For questions, product reviews, information, please email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. And you can see us on Instagram at heypoopypodcast.
Theme song by Jordan Pearlson. Hey, Poopy.
Oh, that one's gross.
It's very wet.
Oh my God. Okay.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?